guys, welcome back to another week of digital learning. This week we are going to be focusing in on theme and plot. So for today's lesson, we're going to look at theme. It says I can determine the theme of a text and use details from the text to support my response. So first of all, what is the difference between topic and theme? A topic is a subject. It's what the story is about in just one or two words. So if you have a story about a basketball team working together to win the championship, that topic would be teamwork. The theme would be when people work together, they can accomplish more. Theme is the message or moral of the story. It's the big idea about life and experiences that can be true in multiple stories and in our own lives as well. The theme is usually not stated, and we must, as a reader, infer it. How do we do that? How do we figure out what the theme is if it's not said in the story? Okay, so let's look at an example. Say our topic is about love. Some possible themes about the topic love could be love always wins over hate, or true love is hard to find and worth holding on to. Or when you love someone, you will do anything for them. Or it could even be when your sibling drives you crazy, you still love them. Themes should be general statements that can apply to multiple stories and even our own lives. They never use character names. Each of these themes could be told in different stories in many unique ways. So why is theme so important? Theme is the heart of any story. It is what connects all the story elements together. If a story didn't have a theme, the reader would be left wondering, so what? How do we figure out the theme? Our first method is to look at the characters. See the way a character or characters change throughout the story. That gives us a big hint of the theme. A couple of questions you could ask yourself is, how did the main character change or grow throughout the story? What life lesson did the main character learn? How did the main character react when things got tough? What actions did they take to solve the problem? Let's look at an example from Finding Nemo. Nemo's dad, Marlin, is an overprotective and worried dad at the beginning of Finding Nemo. He always plays it safe. When he loses Nemo, he discovers he is much braver and stronger than he imagined. So, this possible theme could be difficult situations can bring out the best in people, or in this case, a fish. Here's another way that we can determine the theme. We can look at the conflict or the problem in the story. The conflict in the story often reveals the theme by showing which actions and thoughts lead to successes. Remember, there's two types of conflict. There's internal conflict, where the main character is having questioning themselves, and they're internally thinking about something and questioning themselves. Or there's an external conflict where they may be having a problem with another character. So we can look at the character's actions and the thoughts that they have in order to determine a theme. So we can ask ourselves, what was the main conflict or problem in the story? How were the protagonist and antagonist different if it were external? Which character was successful and why? What lessons came out of the conflict? Let's look at an example from Harry Potter. Harry Potter and Voldemort represent the forces of good and evil throughout the Harry Potter series. In the end, Harry wins the final battle. So, good triumphs over evil. That would be our theme. You could also determine the theme by looking at the dialogue or the conversations that are taking place in the story. The words and encouragement of wise characters can also shed light on the theme of a story. Was any advice given? What do the wiser or experienced characters in the stories say? How do the characters influence one another? One story that comes to mind right away is Star Wars, the whole Star Wars series. You have lots of wise characters in those stories. And what did the encouragement or words of those wise characters, how do they shed light on the theme of the story? Let's look at an example. You doubt your value, don't run from who you are. Aslan says this to Lucy in the Chronicles of Narnia movie, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. So, let's look at what she said again. You doubt your value, don't run from who you are. So, that's really never stop believing in yourself. She's trying to encourage her to believe in herself and not run from who she is and that she can do it. The next activity is going to be a Nearpod. Please click on the link or go to the next activity, step 2, on your eClass page in order to complete it.